Hi, for the next few days I'm going to be focusing on vision boards, and if you have liked my Facebook page you'll have seen that I've been putting memes and some useful resources for that. Now, many of us think about a vision board and get enthusiastic about it but don't really know where to start, or end up with a mess that they just kind of put away. So for the next few days I'm going to give you a structure that you can use to make your vision board visually appealing and useful in ways that you can focus on one particular area of your life at a time. Now, the thing that I'm using for this is the Bagua, which is kind of useless for doing a Feng Shui consultation. You need a compass for that. But it's a building block or a foundation that you can use to look at your life in particular sections. This is the Bagua, and as you can see there are 8 distinct portions to it. And we move into it from the space at the bottom there, the entrance where it says entrance at the bottom. And this is where we start our journey. Now I hesitate to use the E word, but I'm going to anyway. It is the energy of our life, the energy of our career, the moment of birth, whatever you like to call it. The way that we're going to approach it is that it's the entrance into this year. So that's all about the journey, the life path for the year. I'll go into more detail about that later. From there we go up to relationships, which is close relationships. And if you think about it, when you're a baby, your very first relationship is with your mother. And from there we move to the elders section on the left there, and people in authority. So we're talking about parents, teachers, bosses, maybe the leader of your peer group. That kind of energy is that part of the Bagua. From there we move up one to fortunate blessings, which is an interesting one. That's all about things happening right. It's about wealth, it's about income, and being abundant. From there we move down to helpful friends, cash flow. Now do you see how they all lead one to another? Helpful friends is about people that you might have a network connection with if you happen to be looking for a new job, or your friends if you happen to be looking for a new partner, that kind of thing. We'll, again, as we come to each section, we'll examine them in more detail. Then we again go up one. It's about creativity, children and projects. Now, when you're working on a project, we often refer to it as your baby. But it's also about babies. So if you're looking to focus on fertility this year, then that's the area that you'll be looking at. So from there we move to self-knowledge and learning. So self-knowledge is about working on yourself. As we become more creative, we need more information, and we may find that we are banging up against something that we need to kind of work on. And again, I'll go into that in more detail. It's about personal work as well as increasing your skills. And then from there, the exit, I suppose, is at the top there. Fame, everybody wants to be famous. It's about your reputation and your fame and how you are known in the world. But today, what we're going to be looking at is the entrance point, because of course the exit, you then again go back to the beginning, like next year perhaps. Today what we're going to be looking at is the entrance point, the journey, your career, your life path, how you see your life plan for the year. So today what we're going to look at is the entry point of the Bagua, which is the journey. We often see it as career. It's fundamental to all the other parts of your life. So what do you want your life to look like? Your journey in life to look like? Do you want this year to be a stepping stone in your career path, like, whoops, this? Or would you prefer it to be a flow, like this? So let's take a look at this entrance point, the journey or career. Now the metaphor for this portion of your life is water. And water is an interesting element in that it has three states. It has a solid state, a liquid state, and a gas state. So think about your life or your career, or both, and is it in a solid, frozen, glacial state where you feel stuck, or maybe moving forward by inches like a glacier? Does it need warming up a bit so that it can begin to flow like a river? Does it need a bit more heat so that it can be a bit more comfortable and warm, like a warm fragrant bath, that kind of thing? So the things that you can think about in this section of your vision board are the way that you want your life to flow. Do you want a pay rise? Do you want that to be easy? Do you want to increase your confidence so you take a few more risks, possibly be a little more vulnerable? Do you want it a bit more steamy? A little more fragrant? And these are the kind of things that you could think about in terms of that section. So maybe you want a bit more sunshine in your life to heat up this, to melt the ice a bit more, to help your life move on a bit. Maybe you want a bit more confidence, and that would be a word that you would put in this section so that you can ask your boss for a raise. And confidence includes confidence in how your work affects the company at large. So if you've had any particular achievements, if you've increased turnover or managed to recruit somebody super excellent, those are the kind of things that you need to be highlighting, and that can overcome your fear of being fired for asking for a raise, or that they'll say no, because, you know, what is the worst thing they can say? Either you're fired or no, get back to work. So maybe a lion tamer, a picture of a lion tamer would be appropriate for this part for you. The river, the journey, is the starting point for every other section of your vision board. It flows into every section. It is the foundation that you'll be building on for the rest of this time. So I'm just going to give you a few ideas. Now, if you're like me, I'm not very arty, so I tend to look online for pictures that I can print off, and that's fine. You can take pictures the same way that you'll cut out pictures from magazines. But you can only use them for your own personal use. You shouldn't be using them for commercial purposes, otherwise you'll find yourself in trouble. So if you are thinking about using pictures for commercial purposes, Pixabay is one of the places that I go to for my photos and illustrations. I'll put the link in the comments or the description or whatever, and so that you will be able to go there as well. There are one or two other sites, I'll track them down and put those links in there as well. And if you'd like a copy of the Bagua that I'm using, you'll find a download on my website, which is free for you. You want to go there and leave a few comments. Contact me if you'd like to work with me on this area of your vision board. Right now, I'm going to do a little tapping around in general terms about this section of the vision board of your life. It can be in general terms. If you just tap with me, say what I say, follow what I do, and even if you think that this particular bit isn't relevant for you, your system will find some kind of parallel, maybe in a different area, and as we go through each of the sections, if you tap with me, your system will be releasing things, whether you find these particular tapping rounds relevant or not. So let's start. Just tap on the side of your hand. Even though my journey is kind of stuck, my life journey is more like a glacier than a flowing river, I deeply and completely love and accept myself, or at least I want to. Even though my life journey at this moment feels kind of stuck, rather than abundantly flowing, I deeply and completely love and accept myself, or at least I want to. Even though my life path feels kind of stuck at the moment, like a glacier rather than an abundantly flowing river of blessings. I deeply and completely love and accept myself and my life, or at least I'm willing to. I feel so stuck. I feel so stuck. My career's going nowhere, or it feels that way. Feels like my relationship is going nowhere. Feels like my life is really stuck. Feels like my life is really stuck. It feels like my life could do with some warming up and heat and movement. Okay, take a deep breath. Oh, okay, I forgot again. On a scale of 0 to 10, let's say that the stuckness that you may be experiencing is a 10. And what we really want is for it to be a 0. We want it to go down to a 0. So what we're going to do over the next round is take a measurement. That's probably gone down with that round by 2 or maybe 4. So we'll do another round on the negative, because what we're doing is we're acknowledging that there is something going on in our lives, but we're willing to let it go and choose something else instead, which we will do either in the middle of the next round, or we'll do a whole round, because I'm just doing this off my head. Okay, so tap with me, side of the hand. Even though I can't see any way forward, there doesn't seem to be a lot of choice. It's either stay where I am or get into more trouble. I can't see any other way. I deeply and completely love and accept myself, or I'm willing to. Even though I can't see anything other than being stuck between this rock and a hard place. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Or at least I'm open to loving and accepting myself, even if things don't change. And even though I'm stuck here, and I don't seem to have much in the way of choices, I can deeply and completely love and accept myself. And appreciate it for what it is. Yeah, I'm stuck here between this rock and a hard place. Yeah, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. But the truth is, my choices have brought me here. These were my choices that brought me here. And every day that I stay stuck in this position, I'm choosing to be here. I wonder if I could make some different choices. I wonder if I can step back a little and see where the choices that I'm making that are keeping me here are places where I can make different choices. Maybe I wake up every morning and think, I hate my job. Well, that's a choice. It's a choice to hate my job. And stay in the same one that I don't like. Maybe I wake up every morning and look at my partner and think, this isn't making me happy. But it's not making me miserable enough to move on. Maybe that's a choice that I'm making that's keeping me where I am. Maybe I can make some different choices. Maybe I can train myself to appreciate the small things that go well at work. Or the small things that are good about my relationship. And maybe in making those choices, just changing small things, my life or career path will begin to unfreeze and get a little flow. I've no idea, but certainly I'll be happier with a little more appreciation and warmth in my life. And that's something I can build on. Okay, you can repeat those tapping rounds as often as you like until you're right down to zero. it's a choice that we make every day. Sometimes it doesn't feel like a choice, but it really is, whether to be happy or whether not. If there's anything, I can only kind of hit the highlights in this kind of video approach, but if you feel that we might be a good fit and you have something else that you'd like to work on with me, when you go to my blog to download the Bagua, there's a contact link in the top right. You can contact me to arrange an appointment or a chat or whatever. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.